Santana on the beat.
I got them OGs with me when I step in your city. Mob ties in my blood. Big ass bitch.
You're locked in with Atlanta's hottest hip hop station. The Hype 87.3.
That's right. It is your girl, TampaMystic, and we are live right here in ATL on the Hype 87.3. And today, look at this beautiful young lady I got here. Cherry Pop in the building, and she is popping her ears. What's going on, beautiful? How you doing?
Man, it's a whole lot of pop shit. We in here. We in here with TampaMystic. This woman is gorgeous.
Oh my gosh, look who is talking.
Oh my God.
Hold on. First and foremost, you got to teach me how to get the brows like that.
It take a lot of work. I normally bleach them and dye them.
Okay.
And then, use a red lip pencil because they don't have eyebrow pencils in red.
Right.
But that's normally what I do. This go around, they a little bit darker, a little bit denser because I didn't dye them.
They look beautiful. Like,
Thank you.
my eyebrows, not to get off subject, but back in the 90s, because I'm everybody's OG, the thing back then was waxing them really thin.
Yes.
It literally, destroyed my eyebrows. I hate that I ever did that, because now they be, kind of sparse, and I got to fill them in, and I'm like, it's a whole hot mess.
Well, my dad blessed me with a connected eyebrow. So, if we ever mess them up arching them, it's coming back.
Well, thank you for being here today. We definitely got a lot to talk about, but before we dive in, just give us a very brief introduction to Cherry Pop.
Sure. I'm Cherry Pop. I'm 36 years old from Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. I now reside in the ATL. We out here doing big shit, big stuff, music, trying to get into skits, trying to get into acting. I got an amazing team. Shout out Papa Zoe Management. I got the best PR in Atlanta, Miss Coco Ash.
Ow.
Yeah. So, yeah, we got a lot of motion going on. Shout out to Mr. Hef. He's now a part of my team as well. Big Hef. I'm looking forward to everything that's coming, and that's the intro to pop, man.
Listen, that was a beautiful intro.
Thank
and
you.
I love that you said you want to get into doing skits, because I could tell you have a big personality.
I do.
Which will be perfect for that, because I feel like in order to make those skits come off however you want it to, whether it's funny or whatever, you got to have a big personality.
Absolutely.
Let's get it popping.
Everything big.
Come on now, Drewski and all these other ones. Y'all tap in with my girl.
Yeah, y'all tap in.
So you were born and raised in Myrtle Beach.
Mm-hmm.
Let's first start there. We were kind of talking about a little bit before we went live, being on the coast. What was that like for you growing up out there?
Oh, man, I was spoiled. I remember, I tell people all the time it's hard to date me because I feel like my dad courted me when I was a little girl. I think my dad left when I was 12. So up until 12, I was spoiled, man. We was at the oceanfront resorts. We were eating oceanfront 5-star restaurants. It's a different feel. It's the suburbs. In Myrtle Beach, it's a lot of Southern hospitality. We're a tourist attraction, so we get a lot of different people. We meet people from all over. It's a melting pot.
Yeah.
It's a melting pot. But it being there has taught me so much, far as being able to speak properly, being able to handle different situations properly, because sometimes you get in different cities and it's not like that. So
you are absolutely right. And, going back to your dad, I feel like a little girl's first love is always their dad.
Oh, yeah.
And that sets our expectations for what we want in our own relationships, on how we see whether they treat our mother, or if you have a stepmom or whatever it may be. Do you feel like that still resonates with you now?
It does. Like I said, I'll say this. When it comes to my father, and God rest his soul, he passed on January 3rd of this year.
I'm so sorry to hear that.
I will say, I tell my mom this all the time because they had a lot of abuse in their relationship.
Yeah.
And I tell her, I say, I understand the things that my father did to you weren't right.
Yeah.
But what I remember as a little girl, even with the abuse, I remember him being a really good dad.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I don't understand why he treated her that way, but I remember nothing but good times. So.
And that's what you have to hang on to.
Yeah.
You have to hang on to that. And, again, you can't understand why. Maybe there was stuff that behind the scenes that you didn't see, because oftentimes parents don't want their kids to see that could have, triggering situations, know. But that's, at this point, your dad is, God rest his soul, he passed. How did that, because it's a very short time. Mm-hmm. How are you dealing with it? How are you grieving that?
Well, believe it or not, I'm really spiritual.
Yeah.
So I burn a lot of sage. I do a lot of candle work. I'm very spiritual. And my dad actually visits me since he's left. Last night, as a matter of fact, last night I had a dream. And I don't dream often.
Yeah.
And I had a dream that I went to my dad's gravesite, which is out here in Georgia, and I just laid on it. And whenever I laid on it, the next thing I know, he came out the grave.
Wow,
and he sat
wow.
beside me, and he just commended me. He said, I'm trying not to cry. He said,
Yeah, 'cause
"You
I'ma
did
cry with you."
everything- You did everything you were supposed to do. And I'm proud of you. And that was what he came to me last night. So it's crazy because Papa Zoe called me one day, which is my manager. He said, your dad came to me last night. And he said, your dad needs his gravestone. And it's crazy because my dad came to me the night before Papa Zoe told me. And I said, that's crazy because he came to me and told me the same thing. And he was like, are you serious? I was like, I'm dead ass, yo. Like, he told me, like, you got the money now. I need my stone. So
Come on, daughter.
yeah, so it's I mean, I'm a spiritual person, plus my parents were pastors, so I'm locked in on the other side.
Listen, I'm so with you on that because I lost my sister and my mother. And I remember when my sister passed, the day that we had her funeral, she came to me that night. Some of my homegirls had took me, and I don't mean to get off on a tangent, but I like talking about stuff like this because I feel like we got to get it out.
Absolutely.
Some of my friends took me to a beachside hotel, just to kind of get my mind off of it. And I remember we were sitting there talking, and the lights started flickering on and off. And everybody's like, oh, that's your sister. She's here with us.
Oh, yeah.
Like little things like that. And then my mom and my sister both often come to me in my dreams. Let me ask you this, and then we're going to move on with the music because I love these conversations because I'm very spiritual as well. When your dad comes to you in your dreams, does he come to you at a point in his life where it was like his best time, if that makes sense?
No, he comes to me as I saw him leaving.
Really?
He comes to me like, how I know my father is this, like, oh my God, my dad, he looked like a Black Italian. Like, he always have on a black trench coat, an Italian brim. That was how he dressed. And when he got really sick, he was basically paraplegic. He was 100% disabled.
Wow.
He was on his back. He couldn't walk. And he comes to me like that. He doesn't come to me how I remember him as a little girl. He comes to me exactly how I laid him down.
Wow. It's almost like a refreshing type feeling because it's like, that he's still with you.
Oh, yeah.
Every step of the way. Like, he's here right now. His presence is here.
Yeah.
Definitely.
I'm getting chills.
Listen, I get chills as well because I feel like there's certain things that what I've learned in my spiritual journey is that if we let them know that it's okay and we're comfortable with it, they'll continue to come visit you.
Right.
And this is confirmation right now.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. So you moved to Atlanta. You out here in the A now.
ATLANTAGA.
What has this transition been like, you moving from Myrtle Beach to the A?
Well, it was, again, I'm going to say, this is what I'm going to say. When I came to Atlanta blindsided. I did not have friends here. I did not have any family here. I had no established relationships in Atlanta when I decided I'm about to do this shit.
Yeah.
So I came here blindsided. I went to looking for places. I ain't know where I was. Every place I went was the hood. I didn't know where I was at, So in that sense, it was rough. But I've ran into, like I was explaining to you a little bit earlier, the networking scene out here is amazing. You can connect with all the right people. You got to be careful because some people will present themselves as the right people and don't be the right people.
That is facts.
But I'm gonna be honest. When taking a risk, it's gonna go through trial and error.
Yes.
You're gonna lose money. You're gonna gain money. You're gonna lose friends. You're gonna gain friends. It's part of it. You just gotta kind of be able to take the punches.
And that's facts. I feel like even if you had stayed back home in Myrtle Beach, you probably would have encountered those same situations.
Absolutely.
And I feel like in order to elevate you don't have to, but I feel like most people that elevate leave their city and go somewhere else.
Absolutely.
You know, even if it's not on a permanent basis, you know, like I said, I've been here for a while. At some point, I do want to move back home to go home and represent for my city. I still love my city,
Right.
but I feel like you got to go other places. Do you feel like moving here has added like fuel to your hustle?
Oh man, absolutely. It's people that's been rapping in my city that I personally know for like 10 years. Them niggas ain't doing nothing. And that's me being respectful. But
Yeah.
y'all boys still in the hood. I can still pull up at the house, get a bag of weed, smoke with you. To me, that's too accessible for somebody who say they want to be somebody.
No, that's facts.
So I look at it like, and I recently went back home in April, I think, and I told one of the guys that I adore. He's one of the, to me, best rappers in our city. I told him, I said, yo, Juice, I'm gonna call his name. I said, Juice. I said, I know why you still here. I said, you want to put on for the city.
Yeah.
I said, but you could put on for the city outside of the city. I said, and if you want to come back, come back. I said, but get up out of Myrtle Beach because you're not going to make it but so far. You know, we don't have that industry
Yes.
pool in Myrtle Beach. We have a couple of hot DJs.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But we don't have, to me, good enough connections to really make it to the next level.
Makes perfect sense. I've said it ever since I moved here. I feel like in order to put on for your city, you need to leave your city.
Absolutely.
You know, because you and I both know that oftentimes people from your city don't get behind you until they see you go somewhere else doing it. Now, oh, I've known her. That's my homegirl. Like,
Girl,
well,
if
where
see
were you
my
at when I was
Facebook- If you see my Facebook lately, first of all, when I first started posting cherry pop music and cherry pop this and cherry pop that, I would barely get one like. You know what I'm saying? I would barely get one like. I would barely get one comment. Now everybody in the city reposting pop. Oh, pop on billboards. Oh, pop.
Right.
But I tell people all the time, I was right here in your city. You get what I'm saying? We all could have connected. We all could have took what Cherry Pop got, see what he got, what she got, put it together, and we could have, went and got an Airbnb in Georgia and made it shape.
And the fact that you also have great representation. You have a beautiful PR. And I'm not being biased because that's my sis right there. But
Yeah.
she's absolutely one of those people that I feel like every artist could benefit from working her. Don't think that every artist is going to be her client because some of y'all, you know, let's just keep it real. But I feel like when people see that you have great representation, that also catapults what you already have going on too, because people take you a little bit more serious. Like, oh, she's got a dope PR.
Right.
Oh, she's got a dope manager. She's got a dope team around her.
Right.
All that definitely matters. What was it like finally stepping into your artistry after years of like hiding your talent due to your upbringing?
Scary. Sometimes still to this day, I'm 36 and we out here, and sometimes I still be scared. But it was scary. It was scary having to tell my mom and dad, like, this is me.
Yeah.
Like, think about that. People who've been in the closet and they have to finally come out and say, hey, man, I kind of like what you like.
Yeah.
You know? It was scary. And I took a lot of no's from my mom. My dad definitely wasn't with it. But upon my father on his passing, before he passed, he finally gave me his okay. He told me he wanted me to be the biggest, best rapper there is. And he said he wasn't going to listen to none of my music, but he wanted me to do it. So I finally got the okay from him.
Having that blessing, that alone, like you said, even though if you don't want to listen to the music,
Right.
just to have that blessing from him probably means everything.
It means a lot. My mom's coming to terms with it. She constantly says, I'm behind you. I love cherry popping. But then I have a show and she wants to act up. So I don't know.
And like you said, you grew up hearing a lot of no's.
Right.
And someone said to me once, what is the one word that we hear a lot, probably the most from birth? No, don't do that. No, don't touch that. No, you
Right.
can't go. No, whatever. It's what we do with the yeses that matter.
Right.
And that
Absolutely.
is facts. 100%.
Absolutely.
And you're running with it now.
I'm running. Even though you can't see, I ain't sweating. I'm running.
And I'm a sweater.
Right.
Girl, I barely move and I'd be like, dang, I'm sweating.
Right.
You originally were focused on songwriting.
Mm-hmm.
What pushed you to step in front of the mic and become Cherry Pop the artist?
People not wanting the songs. So I was, like I said, I had I think a total of 5 notebooks full of work I wrote.
Wow.
And I would go to different people in my city and be like, "Hey, you wanna buy this song from me?" Or, "Hey, I was willing to give them away, because to me, I'm not trying to be rude, y'all. I'm not. I love my city. Most of them rappers is trash, and so I was writing all these hits, and I'm like, man, I wasn't gonna do it because my parents wasn't gonna let me. So I was trying to give it out to the hood. The hood wasn't biting down. I had a best friend I was writing with since like 13. And she's an R&B artist. And I used to write for her. We would write together. And even she's still to this day, she contacts me about a song that I wrote when I was 12.
What?
And she still wants this song, but I told her, you can have the song if you pay for the song.
Right.
People want things handed to them. And I'm not about that. You know what I'm saying? In my big grown age, with my big 3 grown, almost grown kids, I need money. I'm not here to be friendly. We can still be friends, but when it comes to my business, it's my business.
Free is too expensive.
It is.
People do not value, not everyone, but the majority don't value something they didn't invest in.
Absolutely.
Because if you gave her that song, and no shade, because I don't know who she is, she may have just sat on it and did nothing with it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So it's like, I 100% agree with you.
Yeah.
You got a family to take care of. You got bills to pay. You know what I'm saying? So absolutely. And not to mention, you don't want your good hard work to go to the wayside.
Absolutely.
We're
not doing that.
So
there's an artist out here that might need that song.
That's right. Exactly. Who would be, with the type of music that you're currently writing, who would be an artist that would kind of fit the bill for the songs that you're writing? And it could be an industry, like famous artists, or somebody on the rise that we may not know.
I hear some of the music I've written lately. I could hear Lotto on. I could hear Cardi on. There's this guy in New York by the name of Cash Cow, and he's I think, I don't know if he's Jim Jones' artist, but I know he's always with Jim Jones.
Yeah.
I like his flow.
Dope.
I like him, and Big X the Plug.
I love me some Big X the Plug. He can't do no wrong in my eyes.
I don't want to hear nothing about his stomach, his titties. It's all there for me.
It's all giving to me. Listen, I'm here for it.
I love it. Yeah.
I just feel like he's one of them artists, in my opinion, I've never heard a bad song from him.
Exactly.
Never.
Exactly.
Never.
Exactly.
But that's dope that you're versatile. Like, you have something that the ladies and the fellas can fit on.
Absolutely.
That's hard. That is hard, definitely. So the Coalition DJs actually gave you your name.
They did.
Okay.
Now, the Carolina chapter.
The Carolina Coalition DJs.
Right. Yeah.
So definitely shout out to the Carolina Coalition DJs. I've been out there to a few events that they've done. God, his name is slipping my head. The main guy that's over it out there.
You talking about DJ? Hold on. He DMs me all. Oh my God!
I really can't stand when I can't. It's gonna come to me. But yes, so shout out to the Carolina Coalition DJs. It's gonna come to both of us.
It is. I feel so bad.
I know,
we
me
talk
too.
On the regular.
I know. It's because we're overthinking it.
Right.
When we get off air, we're gonna be like, "That's who it was." Tell us about the moment that they gave you that name, and how did they give you that name?
So I used to work at this studio back home. It was the first studio I ever worked at. It was called 808 Studios. And 808 Studios also hosted Coalition New Music Wednesdays.
Okay.
Again, I was a new artist coming in. I didn't know nothing about a New Music Wednesday. I didn't even know about the Coalition. Okay. So I just happened to be there one evening, and I was working. I was recording. And my engineer said, "Hey, Cherry Pop, I don't think you should leave. Tonight is New Music Wednesday."
They did it at his studio.
Yeah.
Okay.
So the Coalition, a bunch of people, all types of people came in from out of town, and he played the song for the Coalition. And they was like, "Dang, who was that?" And I'm just sitting over in the corner quietly because I'm just like...
It's me.
Right. And I just started rapping. So they was like, "Girl, that's you?" And I was like, "Yes." And they were like, "You sound like the lady Rick Ross." And I was like, "What?" And I was like, "Rick Ross?" And then everybody was like in cahoots, and they was like, "Yeah, like you could be the Carolina lady Rick Ross." And I'm like, "Well, shit."
That's a big compliment.
Right. So I said, "Well, I guess we might as well take it to the top. I'm the Carolina's Lady Rick Ross. So that's what it is, and that's what it's been.
Listen, that's dope, and that's a compliment, because Rick Ross is another one of them artists that I just feel like historically has put out some dope music and still does, and then he puts on for the community with these car shows and stuff that he does.
Shout out Ricky,
why don't we get this collab popping?
So there's some things in the works. I'm not going to speak too much.
Okay.
You know, we're going to let management be management.
I got you. Understood. Say no more.
But he on my radar.
And going back, DJ D-Tech.
That's his name.
DJ D-Tech.
D-Tech, I'm sorry,
Me
Tech.
too. Like,
I'm sorry.
That's so crazy. Like, please charge it
to the game,
to my head and not my heart, because I'm getting old and I be forgetful. But yeah, D-Tech is one of them people I feel like that in the Carolinas you have to at some point in time cross his path.
Oh yeah, I talk to Tech all the time.
Do you know DJ Chuck T as well?
I don't think so. I know DJ D-Tech. I know DJ oh my God, why am I having so many brain farts? My personal DJ is DJ Smooth Beats. He's a coalition DJ in Carolina. They came in on New Music Wednesday. It was a slew of them. So the only one I really stay connected to is DJ Smooth and DJ D-Tech.
And D-Tech, absolutely, 100%. If you had to describe Cherry Pop's sound in 3 words, what would it be?
I think I have like a cadence to my voice. I think, how would I describe? I think you get what you see from me.
Yeah, kind of raw.
Right. Very raw, very real. When you sing in my lyrics, you feel them because you're like, I feel like she really went through that. You know what I'm saying? And then I would say the third, just good music. Yeah, that's all I can say is I like making good music. Things that make people feel good, things that you can feel. If you know, I have songs that are bedroom songs.
I know that's right.
So I'll go for my deep, and do some sexy stuff. So.
But having that kind of deep voice is sultry as hell.
It is.
That's sexy. You could do that like after dark. Like, give me some after dark. Like, let me hear it.
Let's see. Welcome to Hype 87.3. After dark. It's funny because people tell me I need to do voiceovers all the time, and I haven't tapped in.
You should. I've done a few of them. I've done a couple like independent films that like landed on Amazon and stuff like that. I did voiceover work, and I really enjoyed it because it allowed me to use my voice, but without showing my face, because acting is not really a calling for me, but I think you should definitely do that too.
So the thing about acting in the skits, this is where Cherry Pop is lacking. And I'm lacking there because I'm camera shy. People don't know that about me. Yes. I've been doing music since 2019, and I did my first video with Papa Zoe. I've never done a video. I'm very camera shy.
Why do you think it brings up maybe some anxiety out in you? Like you're just like,
well, this is what I would say. I was 436 pounds at one time. I'm 333 right now.
Yes, ma'am. I know that's right.
So
that's beautiful.
Seeing myself right now in this body, I know some people might be like, girl, you still got a long way to go. But no, seeing myself right now, and I've lost that 100 pounds, it just feel different, you know? And when you've been stuck in I call it the fat suit. So I was stuck in the fat suit for a couple years.
Yeah.
Still stuck in it. But when you start losing that weight, you see your fat start hanging because, you know, our bodies aren't rubber. So it just looks different.
Yeah. Yes. But listen, that is something absolutely to be proud of, because I feel like one of the most difficult things that we can endure in life is weight loss. It takes so much discipline and then keeping it off, because I have been on a yo-yo. Over the last 10 years, I gain, I lose. I gain, I lose. Because I feel like once I lose, maintaining it is more difficult than losing it.
It's true.
Because you'd be like, man, I lost all this weight. Now I can go eat what I want. Well, then you
keep overdoing cheat days.
I have one a week that I do. Every Saturday has become my cheat day, and I've been sticking to it. But it's like that maintaining part is difficult because we gain it faster than we lose it. Let's just keep it G.
Yeah.
But you look amazing.
Thank you. I thank you.
And I'm proud of you because, gosh, that's a lot Think about your joints are thanking you.
I would like to say they thanking me, but my back be hurting. So I don't.
But it's like, as you continue to lose all that, because I feel like anytime I gain a few pounds, my knees start hurting. I could tell an instant difference because it puts that more, so keep doing what you're doing, sis.
I definitely am.
That's beautiful. That is beautiful. So of course, you mentioned Rick Ross. Also, artists like Jay-Z, Missy Elliott. Love me some Missy. Are major inspirations for you. What is it about their style and their energy that maybe you take, but you make it your own?
Well, from Missy Elliott's standpoint, I'm like a tomboy.
Okay.
So, I mean, I'm a mom, but I'm like a tomboy mom.
I love it.
And then, and she's lyrical as ever. Like, there's not one song Missy Elliott has ever put out that everybody ain't bumped, period. So, I've never heard bad music from her. I've never heard bad music from Ross. I've not really heard bad music from Jay-Z. Anybody that I name these people's music, we could play any record, and and our heads gonna move. So
back to back to back.
Back to back to back.
Would you consider music for yourself like a form of therapy?
It is.
Yeah.
That's what made me start writing. It was poetry. So I was going through the I guess you could say grief. I don't know what you want to call it. But my parents had divorced at 12, and my dad left, went to a whole different city, never seen him again. And that was my therapy to, express how I felt, the hurts I felt. Like, how you going to leave me after we watched you beat on our mother? Like, how you going to leave us with all these bills? Like, it was crazy. So it was definitely my therapy. It was my outlet.
We listen, that human element be kicking in, right? So we all have to have an outlet. And I feel like music, whether you're a creator of it or just a fan of it, because, we all have a song that we go to, we listen to through certain times. Same thing with you. You're able to pour your music out into a safe space, and that's your music.
Right.
And I feel like that's where you gain your most organic fan base, because you become a little bit vulnerable.
Absolutely.
And like you said earlier, people can relate to it. It becomes, I can resonate with that. I felt what she said.
Right.
Out of all the songs that you've written, whether they're released or unreleased, which one is the most personal for you and why?
Wow. So there's this old song this is when, of course, I was independent, doing everything myself. It's called Single Mother Anthem.
Sounds personal.
It's very personal. And it was my marriage. No, it wasn't my Mary J. Blige moment. But that particular song is so deep. It's literally me telling you day by day how hard it is, being a single mom, but we got to keep pushing. So I think Single Mother Anthem, and also Mafia music. Mafia music is out right now and streaming everywhere, by the way. Mafia music is personal to me because I wrote Mafia music once my dad came back and I had to take care of him.
Yeah.
I found out that my great-grandfather, my grandfather, and my father were all Freemasons. So I was like, I'm in the mob.
Where your mob hat at, sis?
Right. So I was like, Dad, like, you hid this from me? Like, you telling me now that you about to leave? Like, so I learned a lot about my father and his side of the family, and that's what made Mafia music, was finding out I was tied to the people.
Do you feel like that your dad wanted to make sure this is something that you knew before he left?
Yes.
Yeah.
My dad's very private. He don't talk much.
Yeah.
He's a man with very few words, because he's like, he can kill you with his hands. Like, my dad's a Marine.
Yeah.
So
tough
guy, man. He look at you one way and you knew not to play with him. So I think what happened was, this is exactly how it played out. Somebody in Cleveland, Ohio, contacted me and said they wanted to do a radio interview with me, and they heard that I was an up-and-coming artist. So long story short, y'all, it was not a real call. They were calling me to look for my dad.
Are you serious?
Yes, it wasn't a real call.
Crazy.
It was like an alert to, like, have you checked on your father? And when I went to check on my dad, he was in the hospital for like 6 months before I even knew.
That's like one of them, like, moments that you would see in a movie.
Yeah, it was like that.
But it happened to you in real life.
I was hype. I thought they was putting together stuff like, yeah, we gonna fly you down, and Next thing I know, I said, wait a minute, they coming out of Cleveland, Ohio, which is where my dad's from. Or he's not from there. My dad's from Camden, New Jersey, but he was living there, in Cleveland, Ohio. And so something said, Cherry Pop, call your daddy, because that's kind of weird that somebody all the way from Cleveland, Ohio is looking for a radio interview from you. And I called my father, and he would not answer that phone. He would not answer the phone. Long story short, like I said, he was in the hospital for months, and I had no idea he had 3 strokes. Couldn't walk no more. Lost his peripheral vision. He was messed up.
Wow.
But I thank God for that call, because it alerted me to check on my father.
Absolutely, 100%. And it's like, no matter what you go through, I feel like before someone checks out, we got to make it right.
Oh yeah.
And I stress that to people. I've been in relationships where my significant other didn't have a good relationship with their mother. And I'm like, that's who gave you life. I don't care what it is, figure it out.
Yeah.
There's not much that I feel like someone could do to make you never want to speak to them again. There might be a couple little things here and there.
I don't know, because I'm a Gemini and I'll not speak to you again. I'll never speak to you again. No.
I feel like when it comes to family, though, you got to try to, if you can. I understand under some circumstances that may not be fixable. I get that. But if possible, and I'm so glad that, you guys were able to come together and, you were there for him at his, and that probably meant the world to him as well.
It did, because I'm a thug, and my dad could tell. Like, he used to be in the room. He'd be like, "Why are you yelling?" I was like, "'Cause it's my house." But yeah, I thank God. Like I said, I thank God for it. It was a noble thing that I could have done. And the moment I walked in that Cleveland clinic, that hospital, and I saw him in that state, when I tell y'all, immediately every ill feeling I had for him I just started crying. I was like, I can't leave him like that.
Because you were used to seeing him be this big, strong man.
Yeah.
And then now he's literally almost helpless at that point.
I'm talking about skinny as a string bean. I've never seen my dad that small, ever in my life.
That's one of the most difficult things we can endure, because my sister, she passed from cancer, and she was always my big sis, my protector. She used to beat people up for me. You know what I'm saying? In her last couple months of her life, she got to the point she couldn't even walk. She was so weak, and I think that's what hit me the most, is because I was used to big sis looking out for me, and now I'm looking out for her.
Right.
It's difficult.
It is.
It's difficult, but we're grateful that we got to spend those moments for sure.
Absolutely. I'm glad he chose me, because my dad has 5 kids.
Yeah.
He left everything to me. They want to fight. But yeah, he left everything to me. He told me, he specifically said, "I want you to be the biggest rapper." He spoke to Papa Zoe, I think 3 or 4 days before his passing. He spoke to Papa Zoe, gave him the okay to manage my career, and he told Papa Zoe, to take me all the way up. The next day, my dad lost his voice. A couple days later, he was gone.
Man. And that's why he made that connection, that spiritual connection with him, is because they actually had an opportunity to speak before he passed. Right. That's beautiful. So you flipped Rick Ross's iconic ad-lib. What inspired you to add your own signature touch to that? Besides people telling you the female Rick Ross.
Well, they gassed me up. They gassed me up, Tampa. They gassed me up. But I'm gonna say this: the way that I rap, it fits. I don't know how else to say it. The way that I rap, it fits. The uns fit. Even when I'm doing slow music, I put an in there and it be sexy. Be like,
it do sound sexy.
So it just works. And like I said, me being the female Rick Ross, I got to mimic him in some kind of way.
It's become your signature ad lib.
It's our signature.
Listen, I know that's
right. I might got to pay him eventually, but shit, we share this, brother.
I know that's right. It's like it's both of ours.
Right. They told me to do it, Rick. No,
it's both of ours. We sharing that ad lib now, definitely. So we spoke earlier. You hid your gift from the world for a long, long time. Take us through the time of you building your confidence to put it out to the world. What really gave you that confidence, and break it down for us?
The confidence came from others not wanting to work. Again, I was a behind the scenes girly. I just write music all day.
Yeah.
So once people started showing their true colors, and these are people that I'm thinking are my associates, my friends, things of that nature, they begin not showing up to shows. They begin not showing up to the studio sessions. I'm just losing money left and right. That gave me the confidence, because I said, if I'm going to lose, I'm going to lose by myself.
Yeah.
You know, if they don't want to do the work, I'm going to do it myself. And it's crazy because so many times, like I said, I hid my talent. I didn't even really know how good I sounded until I got behind the mic. You get what I'm saying? So I didn't know my potential, because I was so busy trying to be something for somebody else. So.
Something so special about putting them headphones on and hearing yourself in the mic, like it puts you in another zone. Like, I'm not an artist, but I've had to be in such, like I said, I did voiceover work and stuff, and just talking regular versus in the mic with the headphones, it puts you in another zone, don't it?
Right, it does. And when I heard myself, I was like, dang, girl, you
sound good.
You sound kind of good, girl. You might want to keep doing this. And I mean, hey, I have the material to do it, so let's do it.
Definitely. And you also mentioned too, like, you know, growing up, you know, initially your dad and your mom was not on board with you doing music. But how did your upbringing still influence your music?
Well, I was in the choir. I was in kids choir. Then from grade school on up, I was in chorus. I was in band. I've always been a part of music.
Yeah.
And then I used to do background singing for like this gospel singer. She's big time gospel singer. My dad used to have me do background singing for her. So I was always in the music realm. It just wasn't my genre.
Understood.
So,
speaking of that, I mean, you're on the secular side, but would you ever tap into gospel at this point in your career? Like, if it made sense for you?
I would have to drink a lot of ginger, because believe it or not, y'all, I used to sing
that voice right.
Like, I used to be a gospel director, like choir director. So I'm good at pulling it out of other people, better than I am pulling it out of myself. I would need voice lessons. That's what I'll say.
Understood. What about like other genres? Because I see a lot of artists, like hip hop artists, crossing over into country music now. Line dancing has become very popular, and I'm here for it. I love it, because I remember back in the day we used to do the electric slide and all. It's fun. Would you tap into like that side of it, like country, if it made sense for you?
Girl, yes. I love country music.
Because I feel like you have the right voice for it.
I love country music. I like some rock music. I'm into everything, though. There's no real genre I can't do. I don't think I can write a gospel song. I've tried. It didn't work out. But yeah, I'm into every genre.
And
honestly.
I feel like it's the right time, right place. Like, for example, the guy, is it 803 Fresh? He has that Boots on the Ground song. Like, that song is so popular with everybody.
Right.
Like, everybody likes that song. So I feel like Southern soul type music is a vibe right now.
Yeah, well, like I said, I'm from Carolina, so in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, that's what we listen to. We listen to Beach Boys. We listen to country music. We listen to everything. Like, I'm Caucasian. I don't know what they talking about.
So silly. She got some melanin from being out in the sun.
Yeah, this by injection. I don't know nothing else.
She got a spray tan, y'all.
Right.
Now, your skin color is very beautiful, by the way.
Thank you.
Very, very beautiful. So you definitely earned your respect with the DJs, you know, going out there with the coalition DJs, and you're building a lot of momentum.
Absolutely.
But what is like one major goal, if you don't mind sharing, that you're working on right now?
One major goal? So many major goals. I'm gonna say this. There's this club promoter out of North Carolina. His name is Tim Boss CEO. Right. A lot of people know Tim Boss. He's big in the Carolinas. And I remember Tim Boss. I used to work at the Westin. I used to do security there at Westin Peachtree or something, whatever. Anyway, he used to stay there. And he bumped into me. And he was like, do I know you? And I was like, kind of, sort of, kind of.
Yeah.
You know, I'm a little artist from Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. I ain't got no pool yet. But he put me on his live. And after that, he was like, I really want to work with you. Like, I really want to tap in with you. I was broke as shit, Tim. Tim, listen.
Come on,
I couldn't
Tim.
answer them calls, Tim, because I ain't had the money. I ain't had the money. So I didn't want to play with people. I'm big on that. I'm not going to play with you. If I don't got the bread, I'm not going to play with you. And I knew I was in a position that I would not have been able to pull things through for us on a financial level.
I love that.
So I didn't even tap in like I should have. But I want Tim back. And tell Tim I said I'm ready.
Come on, Tim.
I'm ready. I need a show in North Carolina with the biggest Tim Boss CEO. This man packs out any event he does, yo. Like, y'all got to look up Tim Boss CEO.
I'm going to definitely check him out.
Yeah, he's a good look.
That's a big and a great goal to manifest. You know, I believe, do you believe in manifestation?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Because I heard you say you're spiritual.
Yeah.
I feel like what we believe and what we see and what we put out to the universe is absolutely what we get back in.
I believe he's gonna come because, like I said, back then he was offering things. He was ready, but I wasn't. You know, and I knew the position I was in, and I don't believe in playing with people's time.
Yeah,
I don't.
Makes sense, 100%. What do you feel like so far has been like the biggest struggle that you've had to overcome being an independent music artist?
Listening to my spirit, and sometimes I would make drastic decisions I shouldn't have made. What I mean by that is paying out people, and my gut feeling told me not to, and I did it anyway, and then I find out I got played.
Got to listen to the intuition, right?
Yeah, so listening to your intuition, your gut feeling, it'll lead you right most of the time. So I think it's been a lot of money lost, but again, taking a risk that's what comes with.
No risk, no reward, as they say, right?
Right,
you know, and I feel like in life, that's what mainly it's based on. We do have to take them risk and step out on faith.
Absolutely.
You did that coming here because, like you said, you didn't have anybody here.
Nobody.
And now you're building a beautiful team around you.
Beautiful team. This is my family.
This
is my family. The only person I really have in my family that's close to me is my mother and my kids. So I'm not one of them ones that's gonna show up at the family cookout, but I'll show up at my best friend family cookout. It's weird.
Yeah.
So my friends end up being more tighter than my family. So.
If you had to define what success looks like for you right now, how would you define it?
Success for me would be finally looking at my bank account and it's never on zero.
I know that's right.
Success for me is being able to make sure that all my children get off to college with no problem. I'm a single mom for real. Like, I've been doing it by myself. And success for me is making sure that those kids have everything they need without a man. That's my success.
Man, that's beautiful right there. And I love that answer because some people would be like, oh, it's, having a big mansion and millions of dollars. And I'm like, that's so materialistic. That comes
Do you
and
know
goes.
my dream house is like a 4-bedroom with a garage?
Listen, I know that's right.
I'm simple.
Yeah.
I'm very simple when it comes, I like my house decorated to how I like it. So when I get home, I'm in my space, I'm in my peace. But I don't like big stuff. I could go buy a chain right now, I promise the guy. I can go in the jewelry store right now and go buy a chain. I'm not going to do it. I'm still going to go to Rainbow and get them $2 necklaces.
Listen, I know that's right.
I'm not going to do it.
You see, I got beads on. Like, I'm not into big flashy stuff because that makes you also a spectacle.
Right.
It literally makes people want what you got. It makes you a target. It's, we got to walk with our head on a swivel out here.
I don't want it.
No.
Now, if my dude want to buy me a chain, whenever I get me a dude now and then,
on his coin, that's different.
Me, I'm probably going to buy me some weed and and some wine.
I know that's right. Hey, that's that sexy vibe, a little weed and wine. You might need to make a song like that, weed and wine.
Weed and wine.
That would be dope.
It might. And we might need to do a country beat behind it called Weed and Wine,
and come up with it as you're smoking the weed and drinking the wine. Make it a true vibe.
Don't nobody steal my shit.
Coming soon.
We came up with this right now.
Yes, exactly. If we see anybody come out with a damn song called Weed and Wine, we coming for you. What else do you got in the works? I know you guys are going to be at the Fleet DJ Music Conference coming up in July. I'll be out there doing interviews. I know you're going to be networking. Anything else coming down the pipeline that we need to know about?
Is that what's on the 26th, Coco? That's what you're talking about? Okay, so I got the Black Black Only LLC coming up on.
Yes, I did see a flyer for that.
26.
Yep.
We got Game Over on July 3rd. Coast to Coast in August.
Okay.
I just want y'all to know my PR is right here. I don't really. I have my list, but I'm recording, so I gotta ask her. But yeah, we got some things in the pipeline, and Miss Coco here is now taking over the entire PR gang. So I'm pretty sure that she's gonna fill up that schedule pretty soon.
She's gonna keep you booked and busy.
Booked and busy. That's what we're trying to be.
I know that's right. So we do have your song loaded up and ready to go. This Mafia music that you was talking about once you found out your family was
right. We was with the mob with the gang.
Who produced this record?
Trop Da Vinci out of Miami, Florida. Okay. He is Rick Ross's producer.
I was gonna say I definitely have heard that name before. So okay. So it's coming full circle.
The whole Awakening album was produced, mixed, mastered by Trop Da Vinci.
It's coming full circle.
Yeah.
100%. Is there a visual for it yet?
Yes, it's on YouTube. It's on my YouTube channel. All you got to do is type in Cherry Pop Mafia Music featuring Moonwalker. I think you do got to put featuring Moonwalker so the actual video.
Got you. Did you film that here in the A?
No, it was filmed in Florida. So my next video that I do, which we're going to have to come to the round table and see which single we dropping next, but it'll be in Atlanta.
Got you, most definitely. For people who want to keep up with your journey, where can they follow you on your socials?
So my Instagram is The Only Cherry Pop. It's spelled TheOnlyCherryPop. Excuse me, I'm sorry. Facebook as well as TikTok are under the same name, which is Cherry Pop, the word together, Cherry Pop, and my last name, which is Edmonds.
Got it. Edmonds?
Edmonds, Edmonds.
My ex is in Edmonds.
Didn't I tell you I was Caucasian? I tell you I was Caucasian?
No, he ain't white. He black.
Oh shit! He might be related to Babyface then. I think I might be related to Babyface.
Respectfully, I've never dated a white man in my life. Like,
what?
I haven't. I might need to give it a try. I haven't.
I mean, well, you saucy, Tampa.
I just
them guys over there might not be ready.
No, I don't think they ready. I like what I like. I just it is what it is.
We have to do some work for the white boys to just come on over to the blessing.
Nah, facts. Exactly. Let's keep it G. Who do you want to give thanks to for loving you and supporting you through your journey?
First and foremost, Papa Zoe and his wife. I don't even want to say this, but my ex, when I first moved here to Georgia, he did teach me a lot of things that I was missing. So I'm a shout out, Meet the CEO. He definitely has pushed me to do better far as paperwork, far as music. And finally, my family coming full circle with the movement.
Yeah.
Like I said, it took a long time for my mom to come to terms with it, but now she babysitting kids when I'm out of town. So, so it's coming. Everything is coming full circle.
And shout out to yourself.
Shout out to me, man. I lost 100 pounds from last year up until this year. Shout out to me for finally saying, you know what, they won't do it, I will. So
absolutely. Listen, we got to take that accountability, right? Mm-hmm. Like my OG Big always says, stop pointing the finger and point that thumb, man. Take that accountability.
I'm huge. Me and Zoe just had this conversation last night. I said, one thing I don't play, Zoe, is I need people to take accountability.
Yes.
If I do something or I say something and it's out of the way, correct me on it. If you feel like I said something to somebody else and it didn't come straight to you, come see me about it. I'll talk to you about
100%.
it. So I'm big on accountability. You mess up, say you messed up, let's fix it.
Let's fix it and keep it moving.
Right, because you not taking accountability is going to make me count you out.
No, that's facts.
Yeah, every time.
Well, thank you for being here today.
Thank you for having me.
You're like the definition of a whole vibe. Like if I looked in the dictionary for a whole vibe, it would have your picture in there.
It would have Cherry Pop with a Chick-fil-A chicken biscuit and an Arnold Palmer.
Listen, that sounds like my order. It's so crazy. I was ordering chicken biscuits like with egg and cheese before it was on the menu.
Period.
Like I'm talking like 20 years ago, long time ago, I would have to go ask them to make me the special chicken biscuit with egg and cheese on it. I'm like, now it's on the menu.
I'm telling you, coming from Myrtle Beach, you wasn't nobody if you didn't have Chick-fil-A. In high school, middle school, you ain't coming in that school with that bag.
Yeah, you ain't nothing.
Your parents broke, and your mama's a joke. Right. Yeah.
Facts. Well, let's go ahead and get into the record. Introduce it for us.
All right, y'all. It's your girl, Cherry Pop. We got Mafia music. It's streaming everywhere, featuring Mr. Moonwalker out of Florida. Y'all get ready. Let's pop this shit.
Y'all stay tuned for it.
You're locked in with Atlanta's hottest hip hop station. The Hype 87.3.
It's power, it's power.
Santana on the beat.
I got them OGs with me when I step in your city. Mob ties in my blood. Big ass bitch and I'm pretty. I got a nigga stay strapped. Smith and Wesson, no cap. And if you playing